morning, Michael Walsh here, Norwal Farm. Thanks again for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell for any new videos that as they come out. And if you would, please share this video with a friend and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you for suggestions on future topics or any way we can improve our videos. Today I'm taking down fence. This paddock here was our alfalfa crop, or well, it's always sprayed off and intended to turn to pasture. So we've been grazing it off. You can see the different shades of green. The very far one is taller than this one, and then we're over here. So this is what we've grazed. We've moved the ewes, the 25 ewes, the two Jacobs and Texel up there by themselves. We're going to be breeding them in a couple weeks. But the other ewes, the Dorpers and the IDFs and the tin does, are down in the grove down there. There's a lot of grass regrowth down there, and they haven't grazed that in over 5 weeks. And there's some browse, which the goats love the browse. So we decided to save this up here, graze that off down there, because once it frosts and freezes, the quality of that food won't be as good. This, if it freezes and frosts, it's just like hay. So we're going to save this. And as I said, we got permission from our cash renter to graze the excess of his hay crop too. He got his last crop off. Just a note here, you can see where we planted the grass in here. You can see the green rows starting there. So that little bit of rain we got did help. So we're encouraged. As we look down here, it's faint, but you can see the green rows coming up through the alfalfa. If I zoom in, will make a difference or not, but yeah, you can kind of see them there. So that's our goal. Want this to grow in, and so we're gonna graze off the balance of this and that, and then beyond those trees is 13 acres of hayfield. So barring any heavy snows or anything like that, we should have plenty of grazing, which will save us from having to feed hay quite so soon. Just an update on the Suffolks. Some things came up that we had to send them back. Won't elaborate, but we think opportunity to have them, but it just didn't work out. So we don't have the Suffolks anymore. So in case you're wondering, I just wanted to let you know that. If you haven't seen this before, this is the Super Fence 2 by Gallagher, and I'm taking it down. We use the blue post in between. Just helps for terrain changes and just makes it a nicer fence. But basically, this cranks here, and that draws it up. The post, as they come up, go in down there, and it's all self-contained. Each spool this contains 326 feet, I think. So as you can see, we've used one over there and one over there, so it gives you a lot of flexibility on how you can build these paddocks. And the sheep and goats respect the 4-strand. We've used 2-strand before and not quite so good. Do put in these metal posts here at the corners. They have anchor cords, those little orange cords down there on those posts. You can see them there. Yeah, down there. Those work, but not as well. They tend to pull out. So in any corners where there's a lot of tension, we just drive a metal post in the ground, tie it to that, and really makes for good anchors and sturdy fence. So that's how we do the fence. We took delivery of our last load of hay today. There were 6 more bales, so that gives us a total of 44. And I'm going to stack them in the barn here. We stack them 3 high. And as I set them on there, then I take the loader and just push it back so that it's all nice and tight. So this is our last delivery for the season, and we're all set for winter. So we have all our hay laid away. Ended up with 42 bales. And I left a space for the tractor between the straw and the hay. And then we're going to create the space for the sheep when we need it, if we need it in the wintertime. For lambing, we'll put them here, but this will work. March can be kind of tricky, so we may have to use this area to have the goats kid in here, and then April can be tricky too, so we may have to use this area for lambing. It's been a while. Actually, the first time we're cleaning this area. It's around the hay feeder, and hay comes out, and with the moisture and everything, so cleaning this out so it gets a chance to dry out. This out. There's no sheep in here now, so it's a good time to clean it out. So you can see where I've cleaned here. We have gravel/dirt floors, and I can't take credit for putting this in. We didn't put concrete based upon recommendation from Utopia Farms. They use the gravel because it drains better. And you can see here this straw is pretty dry. So that's nice because it stays dry on top. It drains through the gravel, and then you can clean it out. Eventually you have to add more gravel as it goes, but if this were concrete that retains the water and the urine, and all that would be sopping wet, and would just be messier for the sheep. Plus you use a lot more bedding. All finished cleaning it out. You can see that dark line along the wall. That's where it settled. This was freshly added stone and dirt, and it was wet along the wall, so there's some compaction. So we need to build this back up over here, get it back up. So we'll get some more stone in here. And then we'll get some barn lime and coat this really good. It's impossible to use disinfectant on this because there's organic material, but we'll put the barn lime down, and that makes it an alkaline environment, and bacteria don't grow well in an alkaline environment. And then we'll just let that set for a while because we won't have to use this for quite a while. So we'll get it limed and just let it set, and then we'll be good. We had this area fenced off. It still is a little bit of it because it was predominantly clover and alfalfa. As I said in an earlier video, it was an extension of that hay field, and that's a field that we've gotten permission to use to graze as stockage, and there's 13 acres, so more than enough pasture, and that's going to really save us a lot of hay. But anyway, I've slowly been moving this line, this two-strand line up, to let Heidi, the guardian llama, and then Joel, the billy goat, and there's Elton, John, and Lambert, the 3 rams are out there. This is the area here where they've already grazed. So I just give them a little bit every couple of days, let them graze it down until this is all gone. So they're doing a good job on it, and it's extra forage for them. So this is just another task we're doing today. Here's the area I just opened up for more of that taller clover. And there's the gate. This is the north laneway, or actually the south laneway leading to the hill field. Once you get them started, they usually follow Heidi. I drove them down into here. I shut them out of the north laneway. This is the south laneway because it's all grazed. And just driving them up here so that they know that new grass is available. There she goes. Joel's starting to smell like a billy goat. It's rutting season, so you want to make sure you're upwind of him. Come on, Joel. Good boy. Come on. Yeah, he usually responds to the come on command. He'll be the first one, and then the other 3 are following. And there comes Heidi. She went back to lane because she thought I was going to catch her. She's a little cagey that way. Come on, Heidi. Good girl. There you go. Dinner is served. Thanks for joining us here at Norwal Farm. And it's a beautiful fall day. We had rain the last few days. You can possibly see some of the color change starting to happen. Some over there, some over there. A little bit there, so, and down there in the wetlands. So love this time of year, and 2 weeks from now we'll be on our way tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow, on our way to New York, and then on our way to Utopia Farms in Kingston, Ontario, and we pick up Farm's Cracker and Lamborghini. So we plan to do a video of that trip, so please join us then. Thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm.